Again.
51 times.
52.
Still can't get it right.
Times.
It's okay, though.
It's kind of funny to have it at the beginning. Me messing up first thing.
It's the first part of the show.
Because it's kind of like it's kind of like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. Like, the longer you go in the game and you're perfect, the more stress there
more
is.
pressure.
Yeah. But if you just you walk the first guy and then you throw a perfect game after that, it's kind of like, it's not a perfect game, but, you know,
there was no hitter.
Pressure.
Still a no-hitter.
Still a no-hitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
I mean, this is crazy.
Is it?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is a podcast. Man, Phil.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Man, dude.
This is a podcast.
This is crazy,
This is
dude.
what it's like.
It's sometimes like I look at you and I'm like,
I'm gonna beat
does
your...
Phil know? No. Like, does Phil know like how crazy this is? Like,
I don't
does
think
Phil
so.
know like what he's created? Like
with just OTG in general?
in general, man. Like, it's a podcast right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
This is a podcast of like OTG, your gym, your place, something you've created.
His brand.
Yeah.
I know. And then like, I'm just like, man, like I'm part of it. And this guy
That's right.
gave me a chance to be a part of like his thing that he created. It's
This is
like,
our thing.
I mean, like,
This is just as much
I
your thing as mine.
can't- Nah, no way.
Yeah, dude. Sean's thing? Daryl's
I
thing?
mean, Sean,
Look at the shirt.
yeah, Daryl too. But
Look at the shirt.
I know. But
this
it's
shirt
like-
is a 5X. I've grown so much.
You fill it out very nicely.
I don't know, man.
My front lat spread didn't get on the last show, so I had to throw it in there just
There
now.
you go. Yeah, there we go, man. This time
This is the thing, you know.
It's a real thing, Mando. You're part of it.
I am,
The thing that makes it a thing that people don't understand is that you and Daryl and Sean and Kevin and every client at the gym is what it is. It's not me. Like that. That's why it's called Only the Greatest, not Phil's Gym. You know what I'm saying?
Average Joe's. Average Phil's.
Yeah, you know, and like that's the secret sauce to, like, I don't know. I guess that's the secret to like building a brand and building something is to not let your ego get in the way. And I think that's what people do, especially in our industry. Right. And we'll talk about that throughout the show today, probably. But what happens in our industry is, Mondo's gym, you know, we're the only one and we do it better than everybody else. Well, we know we do it better than everybody else, but it's because of the team. Not because of this one person or this one way. You know, it's a combination of you doing your job, Daryl showing up to the podcast, Sean making the crazy edits, you know, Kevin talking to people, Summer talking to people. You know, it's all a thing. That the fact that you fixed the dumbbells perfectly before you walk out of the door, and like all, you know what I'm saying? Like
It's a culture.
That's what makes it.
Yeah.
It's a culture.
Yeah.
And you know, Phil, you're touching on something, and you know, I have my I listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of different types of like shows about different things, right? You can listen to any of your hyper successful entrepreneurs of the world, your Gary V's, your Ed Milet's, your Andy Frisella's, the list goes on and on. Mm-hmm. These guys will tell you, they'll almost make fun of the people that are like, oh, I'm self-made. Yeah. And they're like, no, that's bullshit. You're not self-made. You had a team of people around you.
Takes a village.
Whether it's your consumer that's buying your product, or your clients that you're training, or your team members, your training staff, or your digital content creator. That is a team of people that you built with. And so they kind of some of them will make fun of it, but most of them will be like, that's bullshit.
Yeah. One of my favorite
people make
for sure. One of my favorite little things that entrepreneurs say, other than like having entrepreneur in like their bio and stuff like that.
I gotta go add it to mine.
CEO on their business cards.
One of the things that really gets me is they like to use this term like unemployable.
Unemployable.
Yeah, like I'm unemployable.
Whoa.
Like, so
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, that's what they're like proud of it. Like, I'm only a business owner. Like, bro. Like, you will never make it. You'll be a failure forever if that's the way that you think. Because to be a great leader, you have to be what?
You have to be able to learn. You have
a great follower first.
You have to be a great follower.
You have to be a great follower first.
I mean, you know, it all goes back to the team around you because,
For sure.
you know, you're sitting in here, Mando, and you're going, wow, this is a podcast. This is an actual studio. It is. But without,
You should have saw the first one.
if you weren't training clients and pleasing them at the gym, and then they weren't coming into the gym and paying for the training, then the gym doesn't exist. This doesn't exist.
That's
right. And this brand doesn't exist. So you can look at it from any angle. If, it started with Lucas and now it's Sean doing the digital content. If these guys weren't creating these badass edits and getting the content out there, and it wasn't reaching people online, and they weren't going, you know what, man, that's motivating. I'm going to send Phil an email, and I'm going to sign up for training. And then they come in and you do a terrible job training them, and then they walk away.
Then they're gone. Then they're gone. You know?
So like,
yeah.
Or Sean's not putting out the content, or the content's not good, or he's not paying attention when he's editing it, and it doesn't grab them. None of this. They don't pay for the training. It doesn't exist. So you can look at it from all the different angles.
And they all have to be in alignment.
Yeah.
They all have to be in alignment with each
Phil's
other.
a major asshole, and they get this greedy gym owner or business owner vibe from him, and it pushes them away.
That's right.
Then it doesn't exist. So
if we say something today on the podcast and somebody comes to the gym and it's not in alignment, then it doesn't work, you know? So that person is just as important as an asset, like Daryl said.
Right. Everybody, all the employees, the clientele, it's all an asset.
Can we take this tape off, man?
It's bothering my OCD.
Let me go ahead and get that
There
for
we
you.
go. Got it. I've been tinkering with that tape for like the entire time.
Well, I mean, Mando, you're the guest, man. Introduce yourself. Who are you?
So, Mando, tell us about yourself. You can start as early as you want.
Well, it all started when my parents made this one big mistake. No, I'm kidding. I'm 26.
What do you do, Mando? Tell the people what you do right now. What do you do for a living right now?
What do you do?
I'm a personal trainer.
Where do you personal train at?
OTG.
Yeah, that's right.
OTG, only the greatest.
Okay.
Man, and I've been thinking about the name these past couple weeks, only the greatest, because I've been putting in a lot of work, not only inside the gym, but also outside the gym. When I get home, I'm still working,
right?
I'm creating workouts. I'm trying to come up with something new. These clients are texting me. I'm texting them back, being supportive, being there for them. When they tell me, hey, I feel like doing this, I'm like, okay, then let's do that. Or, hey, whenever they get to the gym and they're like, hey, I'm feeling sore here. Or, hey, I'm feeling sore, I'm feeling tired, I don't feel good. Well, where? Tell me where so we can fix that so you can be at your best. Always trying to expand my knowledge so that I could be a master at work, because that's
always learning.
Always learning, because that's all I want to do is I want to know everything. That way I can help everyone in everything. And then I'm like, I want to be the greatest. And then that's when I connect the dots. Only the greatest. Only the greatest work at OTG.
That's right.
The greatest.
I think.
And if I don't live up to that, then why am I here? I can't work for only the greatest if I'm not the greatest at my job.
I'm with it. Or at least trying to be the greatest.
Or at least trying.
Right.
Yeah.
You're giving your greatest effort.
Definitely.
You're giving your greatest
and
effort.
I feel that 100%. And I've never felt it ever in my life, because I've never given myself to anything as much as I've given here. And it's crazy, because I've only been here since September, the end of September.
Yeah.
But man, it's hard to give myself credit, but it's also I'm over here losing sleep because I'm trying to be the greatest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
I don't know.
You want to be the very best that no one ever was.
We've been there.
It's not an ego thing. It's just I know these clients are counting on me.
Yeah.
And I can't let them down. You know what I mean? They pay for me to give them the greatest.
Yep.
We are the greatest. That's it.
I'm with
Nothing
it.
else to it. And if I give them anything less than the greatest, then why are they here? They came here for only the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
I like when people connect the dots like that, because some people aren't such deep thinkers. They just see this logo and they see this thing, OTG, whatever, I'm gonna work out. But it really is so much more than that. And I think that's what helps us win, and that's what can help the clients win. That's what helps us win as a team. It's gonna make this podcast win. is when you connect the dots like that and you see that it's all coming together, right?
That's right.
And-
That's right.
And I don't think that OTG, and Phil can correct me if I'm wrong, because OTG is, it was an idea in Phil's head for years before it was a real thing. I don't think only the greatest implies that, it implies, that we think that we are the greatest. I think OTG, only the greatest, implies that, we will settle for nothing but the greatest in all facets of our life and of our business. We're not going to accept mediocrity.
That's right.
We will accept that we have to work harder and we have to get better, but we're not going to accept the mediocrity. Good enough is not good enough for only the greatest. It never will be. And
Coach Sawyer told me that.
did he?
10th grade.
Did he really? Oh, Coach Sawyer. Shout out, Coach
I've
Sawyer.
lived my life by this statement since 10th grade. Coach Sawyer, high school tennis coach, Texas City High School.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. He said he had it posted on the wall. Good enough is not good enough.
Good enough.
I've lived my life by that for, how old am I? 31?
31.
Since
31
I was
years old.
like 15 years old.
31 years old.
I'm 31 years old, coach.
No, that's awful.
Yeah, I know it's on
Ever
Waterboy, but
since
he's
we
like,
turned 31, I think
Yeah.
about Waterboy whenever he calls into Captain Insano.
Yeah, he's like,
And he goes,
I'm
"How old
31
are you?
years old,
How
sir."
old are you, kid? 11, 12? I'm 31 years old. And he starts laughing at him, right? Because he sounds like a kid. But anyway, so every time I say 31, I think about that.
but yeah,
Coach Sawyer.
I've been living my life by that for 16 years. God, I think you're what, 15, 10th grade?
Yeah.
That's about right.
Good is the enemy of great,
Yeah.
right? So what that means is if you settle for good, then you'll never be great. And I think that kills more, settling for good kills a lot more greatness than, than failure ever did, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, Mando, I got to say, I love your enthusiasm. I like your
The passion for sure is there.
the passion. I like the personal skills. Immediately I walk in the door and you and I, within less than a minute, are having a full conversation about life. And that says something about interpersonal skills for sure. I feel like you touched on two things. I think there's three things that matter when it comes to successful, whether you're working at a job or you're being entrepreneurial, is if you can not settle, if you can strive for greatness, your best, which is what you said you're doing even at home. You're trying to think of these new workouts. You're talking to these clients. You're trying to figure out how to do it better. That's one part of the puzzle. The second part of the puzzle is not greedy, not being greedy in your business. AKA, you're not just training these people just so you can get some money. You're training these people because you care about them and you want to help them. If you can switch your mindset to that, you can be successful. And the third one is just don't quit. If you have those three things, you're not going to lose. You can't lose. You'll never lose.
Yeah.
And I think that you have those three things based off of a short conversation leading up to the podcast and then now sitting in here. So yeah, man, I admire that. And let's shift gears here a little bit and talk about your fitness journey. Were you always into working out? Was it a more recent thing?
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I hate to shift gears this fast, but I was homeless for a while and I lived out of my car for a year and I needed somewhere to shower.
Yeah.
And I remember I saw something, I think it was on Instagram or YouTube that were hey, you can shower at the gym. Buy yourself a membership, use that as a shower. And, I need a shower. I don't want to be stinky,
Yeah, no, definitely.
Definitely.
And
No, showering's important for sure.
and I always did care about my image and the way that I looked before I was really in tune with who I was. And so the being at a gym was just an add-on,
Yeah.
I knew if I worked out, I was going to look good. If I looked built and strong, I was going to get all the girls.
Yep.
That was I was
Smell good, look good,
That's
bro. You're ready to
I
go
was
then.
in my early 20s at the time, 20, or barely I wasn't even old enough to drink yet. And, but I was if if I don't got a house, I mean, the only thing I got is like my body and my looks, you know? And so I started working out from there. And then I started like taking in the benefits of working out after a while. And, you know, I would go through phases of like when I would stop working out and then I'd be like, man, I feel it in my body. Like I need to like work out, you know, I need to feel the pump. And I would go back and I'm like, yeah, like this feels good. This feels right. Like mentally and physically. And I just kept building from there. And here I am. I mean, I live in an apartment with my girl and I'm still working out. I mean, I'm making this like, it's kind of crazy to say, but like my career.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
like,
right.
Definitely building a career.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I never thought.
I still struggle with that term too. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like, I mean, I always grew up thinking, I guess because my parents always instilled it in my head that like a career is something like being a doctor or like being a lawyer. But I mean, I can make a career out of this too. Like this can be lifelong.
Absolutely.
And I can be
100%.
extremely successful in this. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. You know what I mean?
When I was a kid, it was all about working in the refineries, you know,
That
like
too.
what Daryl does, you know, and when you're around here, and Sean, maybe you remember too, like in Texas City growing up,
Yeah,
that's what people talk about.
all the
They're
time.
like, this is the only way.
That's the goal.
you know, or that's the goal. That's the only way. This is where the money's at. This
Yeah,
is
that or the medical field was heavy in our area. A lot of people graduated from school, went and been, to become nurses, and then other people that didn't went to the plant sometimes.
That's
That's
right.
just kind of what it was.
Even me. I mean, when I was homeless, I was like, I got to get to work. It's the only way I can afford having a place to stay. So I worked in the refineries and I got so far into it that I was pretty much like a year away from getting my associates in process technology, which was, you know, being an operator in the plant. But that's when Phil took me in and I was like, screw this. Like, I never wanted to do this. I was just told I needed to do this. I never liked any of this. I hated it. It like made me such a terrible, horrendous person to be around. And I was like weighing out the two things. Either I can keep going to school and be an operator and make all the money in the world, or I can keep doing this that like makes me like fulfilled and happy. And so I let go of that. And now I'm here and I'm putting in my 100% because I know at the end of it, it's all going to be worth it because nothing has made me happier and more fulfilled than this. Like, I thought there was no other way. Right. I was like, there's no other way. I have to work or I have to go get a degree in like the medical field. But doing this and I haven't.
well, you're working. It's just
I'm working.
yeah.
I'm working harder than ever. Harder than I've ever worked in my entire life in anything. But it's paying off. I got an apartment with my girl. I mean, I'm feeling happy. I wake up and I'm not like dragging my butt out of bed. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I wake up and I'm like, oh, like, like I am tired, dude. But I get in there and I start training everybody and I see them put their all into the workouts that I create and I make for them and I customize for them. And it's like, it's all worth it.
It's all good.
It's all worth it. And I'm like smiling the whole way through. And I've never, ever had that in anything I've ever done my entire life. So if there was any reassurance that I needed, it's that like, I wake up with a smile on my face and I go home with a smile on my face. As to back then, I'd wake up with a frown and I'd go home with a frown. Yeah, nothing can beat that. 100%. You know what I mean?
So, such a simple statement, but very profound. If you wake up with a smile and go to bed with a smile or go home with a smile versus waking up frowning and going home with a frown.
Yeah.
Sounds like a simple statement when you really think about
There's
it.
probably a whole lot to it. Like what caused you to wake, like that means when you go to bed with a smile and you wake up with one, there's so much more going on and just a smile on your face.
Certainly.
Right?
Yeah, it's definitely hard when you work somewhere and you feel like you have to work there and you don't like it because
it's a fulfillment issue.
You're locked in. It's like, God damn, I'm locked in here. I need to go here and I hate it. This is the worst. Yeah. So
you feel like it's your only option. And that's the worst feeling, especially when you don't have nobody to support you.
which is really important. And that's why I've been so successful here, because I've had support from everybody at OTG. And if without that support, I wouldn't even be here. But because I have the support from everybody, it just makes, because Phil gave me the chance to spread my wings.
It's almost easy, right?
It's almost effortless.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's so hard to accept and believe because I've been through so much. But it's like, I'm doing it. And I need to realize that I'm doing it, because when I look back at this, like, and I don't want to regret it. I want to live in the moment. I've lived my life not living in the moment, trying to fast forward. I need to slow down, and I need to realize that what I'm doing is like right for myself.
Yeah. Well, just know that we all struggle with that.
Yeah.
You know, I have this problem all the time. You know, I still have a hard time believing that we're sitting here doing a podcast. We're sitting here talking. Daryl's wearing a shirt. You know, I'm wearing a shirt. Yeah. Sean's over there, you know, just waiting to edit this video later. And I'm like, what the hell is going on right now?
That's how I felt when I was in here.
Yeah.
You know, I went on a walk with my wife today, and we were having a talk, different talk than what we talked about earlier, us three. But we were talking about what you're speaking on, Mando, living in the moment type. And I read something yesterday. It was yesterday or today, recently, that really struck me hard. And like Phil said, I struggle with it too, living in the moment. And it said, I'm going to butcher it like I always do, the butcher.
Yeah.
But it basically said, the reason that we miss our lives, or they flash before our eyes, is because we spend, there's a moment in the future that we feel like deserves our attention more than this moment that we're living in right now. And I was like, whoa. Yeah. So we're sitting here thinking about, you should have goals and you should have aspirations, certainly, but you cannot abandon what's going on right now and living in the moment right now. Because if you're living for that future and you're not living right now, you're going to miss your life. It's going to pass you by, because you're never going to stop. You're never going to reach that goal. And while we were on this walk, I thought about being a little kid. And from the time I met Phil, and even earlier than that, the life that I have right now is everything I ever wanted or imagined on like steroids times a million. I thought, like, as a little boy, if I could own a house, and what I thought was a house when I was a little kid, the house that I live in right now, which is a regular house, would have been a mansion to me as a little kid. And it's a 2,200 square foot house, y'all. Okay. So
it's pretty normal.
It's pretty normal. Yeah. But it would have been a mansion to me as a kid. I thought if I could own a house, if I could marry a pretty girl, and I could get a job that I made average money or above, I would be fulfilled. That would be like my life. So point of that is, I stop and think about where I'm at right now, and it is so far beyond what I ever imagined that I could have, or that I even wanted to have, just because of where I grew up, where I came from. It wasn't very, wasn't fancy. Right. I'll tell you that much. It was.
I don't know how this conversation started the other day, but I was talking to Denver the other day, and I'm not going to say any names.
Kid chopsticks.
Kid chopsticks. I'm not going to say any names. But I remember, I don't know how old I was, but I'm going to guess, if I were to guess, I was probably like 11 or 12 years old. I was a very shy kid. I hated staying at other people's houses because I woke up real early. I woke up early in the morning, and I was always the only person awake. Yeah. And I would be at I would be at somebody's house. My friend, whoever's friend that was asleep, their parents were asleep, and I'd just be like laying there for a couple hours. But anyways, I remember the first time I stayed at this person's house, and they had stairs in their house.
Ooh,
bro.
Game changer.
First time in my life.
Yeah.
I think I was probably about 11 or 12. And I thought that his parents were billionaires. I just remember walking into this house. It was a house in the islands.
Yeah.
Nothing special. Walked in.
I think I know who it is when I talk about it, but yeah.
And I was just blown away.
Stairs.
There was stairs in their house. I was like, bro, there's stairs in their house.
Second floor.
There's two. You mean you have to go up the stairs to get to your room?
You're telling me there's more to this place?
Yeah, I was just blown. His closet was the closet. I could walk into it.
Yeah.
And I was just, I can feel that feeling in my head right now.
Yeah.
I remember looking up the stairs. I remember walking into the closet. Like I can, you know what I mean? And where we grew up, the closet was, you open the door and there was like,
There's your shirts.
there was,
right there. There's your shirts and your shoes are on the floor.
that's all I knew.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything different.
Get inside of the closet.
Like, what do you mean go in it?
Yeah.
And I remember taking a step in the closet.
Only thing that goes in there is clothes. That's it.
Yeah. But not at this. Nah, there was like board games in there and stuff. And I was just
Like a whole nother room.
dude, yeah. I was like, what, bro? This is the size of my room, you know? And,
It's crazy what perspective.
but yeah, it's just like,
You know,
look at it now.
what's crazy is that when I first walked into here and I saw Sean and I was like, man, like there's so many rooms in this house. Like I didn't know like Phil had all this house. And then when I saw you, Phil, I was like, bro, like you got a whole apartment complex in here. Like, oh my God, like it's so big. So like, I'm happy for you because like you're living it now. Like, look at it. Look at you got a podcast in your own place.
I know, sometimes I think about that. I'm like, there's a podcast,
So I feel you,
house.
bro. I feel you.
you know? Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you. Just know, just feel the same way. I'm like, what is going on right now?
It goes
You
back.
know?
It goes back to what you touched
Yeah.
on earlier, Mando. Just following your dreams, following what feels good. Because you know, like you said, you're working in the refinery.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could have probably graduated and made a lot more money, at least up front.
Yeah.
But you're following your passion right now, and it's going to work out. It's going to work out better for you because and that's all that Phil did. That's why this is here. He just followed his dreams. He just did he went after what felt good. You know,
I don't even know what works. Yeah. just do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
do.
it's working.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Just do.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, man. So it's talking about the walking in and seeing the stairs.
yeah, that was a crazy time in my life. It was just crazy to think
It
about.
brings you all back to now we have to come up the stairs in Phil's house to sit in our podcast studio
Yeah.
and record, right, with team members of OTG. People that are part of you could say employees, but it's really a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you're sitting in here with team members of your own company in your own house in your own podcast studio
With your own stairs.
with your own stairs,
Your own stairs.
and so you got to understand that this is that moment that you thought deserved your attention more than the moment you were living in the past. This is the moment. Try not to look so far ahead and think that the next moment deserves your attention more than this one. Appreciate this one. Remain blissfully dissatisfied.
Right.
As in, I am happy and appreciative with what I have right now and where I'm at. However, I am on my way to more, and I know that. And I think if you can live like that forever, you're gonna accomplish great things.
Yeah.
And accomplishing great things relative to the individual too.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Everybody's a little bit different, you know?
Yeah. You know, to me as a kid, you know, just a few of the things in my life would have been humongous accomplishments, but sometimes I get caught up in it and I'm like, oh, I need more. And like you, Mando, several years back, living in an apartment versus your car was a huge accomplishment, right? So it's all about the individual and where you're at in your life. And savor this moment, grateful for it. Also, I'm going somewhere too. So yay, thank you. This is what I have. I see it. I appreciate it. I thank God. Those are my beliefs. Thank you, God. Now this is where I'm headed to. So love this.
Being president.
Love this. Thank you. It's more than I could have ever wanted, but now I'm going for more and going for it's the story of my life. I don't know if I want to be buried or not. I don't think so. I think I want to be cremated because that's kind of a lonely thought to me. But I'll tell Jessica, you put my name on the headstone. Don't even worry about the dates. Just put that he went for it. And I'm happy with that. If people talk about me after I'm dead and be like, man, that guy went for it.
Yeah.
No matter how it ended up, I could have ended up poor living under a bridge because I lost everything in a business that didn't work. Right. But I did go for it. I left it all on the table.
That's what happened to Nikola Tesla.
Really?
Yeah. Nikola Tesla, he was a great.
And now he owns Tesla. I'm just kidding.
He probably wishes it. Yeah. The guy lived a kind of crazy life, but he would always, try to help others and try to kind of put other people on. I mean, I didn't know the guy, but it's like, I've seen a couple of videos on him and things like that. And I'm like, man, he created so much and he would have his patents out there. Some people would take them and he was just like, oh, okay, well, whatever. And I mean, he ended up, he died alone, by himself and just feeding pigeons. That's all he go
for it.
But he went for it. I mean,
and now he's a legend.
Yeah. We recognize him now as this like great creator. And it's just like, man, I think that's a cool way to go out. I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
certainly.
That's great to me. Yeah, so that's cool.
And that's what I try to like explain to these clients. Like, don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
And if there was any environment where it's okay to fail, it's in the gym.
I think fitness is a great what's analogy? Is that the word? Simile, something like that. Comparison,
like or as.
Yeah, it's a great comparison.
Metaphor.
To the metaphor. I think is actually what I'm looking for.
Metaphor.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, fitness is a great metaphor for that, and I'm sure that, and maybe you can expand upon this if you want. I'm sure that what you learned in fitness, even though you went there just to shower in the beginning, but then you started learning more about fitness, as you said. So maybe if you want to kind of talk about what you learned and stuff like that through fitness,
what did fitness teach you?
Yeah.
Well, like it's something like something scientific about how like when you work out, you release endorphins.
Right.
I don't know if you guys know, but it's something like
There's
that.
some dopamine and stuff involved for sure.
And I would feel that. And like, I was such a low place, living in your car, like that's hard, especially when you're young and like you have like people kind of like make fun of you. Cause it's like, we're young. We don't really watch what we say. We just kind of say what we feel.
Right.
And
people kind of bust your balls a little bit.
Yeah. Like, dude, you live in your car, like you're homeless. Like what the heck, And, so whenever I would go to the gym and it would make me feel good, it would just make me want to keep going. Man, I kind of, other than that, wanting to look good on top of that made me want to keep going. And then, it kind of taught me like responsibility, accountability.
Ooh, I like that.
That's good.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. And now more than ever working, with Phil at OTG, having people like, I'm not only just thinking about myself anymore,
right?
Which is all I've ever done. Cause that's all I've ever had.
That's a puzzle piece for sure.
Myself. Having these people depend on me to be there on time, having these people depend on me to give them a hard, good workout, a fulfilling workout, not just like going through the motions, making them feel like they did something. That has taught, and Phil holding me accountable for things like nobody's really ever helped. I mean, my parents, sure, they've held me accountable, but I've never cared because it was never anything, like I ever wanted to do. It was like, hey, clean your room. It's like, well, why should I clean my room?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As to now, it's like, hey, you need to be on time. You need to give your all because these people are like paying and like expecting it. And that's just completely changed my outlook, not only on like in like work perspective, but like also in life perspective, like I catch myself talking to my girlfriend sometimes, like talking like I've never talked before. Like, hey, like, I'm really sorry. Like, I can't like just mess around right now. I have to do this because people are depending on me tomorrow, not next week, not next month.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have to do it right now. Cause if not now, then like, I'm going to let a lot of people down and I can't have that.
Can't have it.
I can't. I can't let these people
only the greatest.
down.
You can't settle for less.
I have to give it my 1000% every day because that's all these people expect.
Yeah.
But anyway,
no, I think that's a great point. It's just like how you said, something I want to touch on is how you said before you only thought about yourself. Well, it's the same thing with this. Like we're all a team together. Say that's why the clients are just as important of a piece, and Daryl's just as important of a piece, and Sean is just as important of a piece as everyone. Because if it wasn't for the clients, to be there waiting for you with expectations, you wouldn't be the person that you are. So, right. That's why those clients are just as important as me. Mm-hmm. Right? That's why Sean is just as important as I am. And,
and
so
that's another, what's up?
Well, you said something earlier that kind of, I don't even know if you realized you said it, Mando, but it struck me when you said it. We were kind of joking around about training, and I said something about being shredded, and you looked at me and you were like, yeah, I'm in there crushing the gym during my workouts because I can't expect these people that I'm training to get in here and crush the workout if I'm not crushing my workouts. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that is, we just talked about this on the last show. You can't tell people to go for it when you're not going for it. You can't tell people to be in shape when you're not in shape. You can't expect people to crush their workout when you're not crushing your workout. And it goes on and on and on. The list goes on.
That's right.
And there's that. You could use the word accountability. You could use the word responsibility. You could use the word leading, which is what you're doing in a lot of ways. But crushing the gym during your workout,
even when nobody's watching,
even when that's leading these clients, I can look at you and tell you're in shape. Right. And if you were 450 pounds, which I don't have anything against anybody that's 450 pounds, but
you're not hiring them as your trainer.
You're not going to hire them as your trainer. And if somebody that's 450 pounds told me that I needed to run a marathon in less than 3.5 hours, I'd be like, get out of my face. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you get in there and you tell these clients, hey man, you can't be half-assing this, dude. Like, let's go. And they're going to look at you and go, well, yeah, I know Mando, I seen him in here training, or I can tell by looking at him, this guy crushes his workout. That's a big deal.
Yeah. And even like, that's how I look at Phil. I'm like, man, like this guy's huge.
This guy gets after it.
This guy is like, he's like at the gym all day, every day. If I want to be like this guy, I got to be in here all day, every day. I got to be in my workouts all day, every day. Like, if I'm not like him, then how can I be like him? And which is like the ultimate goal is being like Phil. This is Phil's idea.
Bro, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, come on, Phil. Come on. Sometimes you talk to me like that and you're like, I
just want you to know that, at the end of the day, as long as you care and you give it your best effort, what you do is not always as important as how you do it. Mm-hmm. So even if you care a lot, and you do the wrong thing,
we can live with that.
That's cool.
And that's me. That's what I do. I don't know a lot of times. I didn't know how to start a podcast, but I tried and we did it real bad. Trust me.
Go listen to them.
Go check them out.
I don't even want to see the ones we didn't post.
Yeah.
There's only a couple of them.
We did it real bad. But the thing is we cared and we tried.
And we came back.
And then you come back.
Back.
And that's all I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? And I want you to know that we're on the same level.
He's trying to, like you said a minute ago, he talks to you and he says, well, I don't know. He's letting you know that Phil's just a regular guy that followed his dreams and is still following them. And, that's what you are. You're a regular guy that's following your dreams. He's just a little further down the road, a little older than you, right. Started a little earlier than you, right? Whatever it is. Right. And so not very long ago, he didn't own a business. He was working a 9 to 5. He was training people on the side, and he's just taking action every day. He doesn't know all the answers. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't always make the right decision, but he cares, and he learns from his mistakes and he moves on. And that's what he's trying to portray.
Yeah, I'm trying to let you know that I don't know. I don't know.
He doesn't have all the answers.
Expert, and a lot of things. We're in this together, learning together. Sean knows a lot more about photography and videos than we do, right? So that's why we have him.
But I definitely didn't know starting off at all. Like there was a lot that I did not know.
Taking pictures of cars on his iPhone.
Yeah, taking pictures of cars on my phone, and man, that's where it
cigarette
all started.
Boxes.
Cigarette boxes.
That was it. But it's like, man, I was passionate about it. I wanted it bad enough, and I had a a counselor back when I was a kid told me that I couldn't, and I was like, no, why can't I?
Yeah.
You know, other people can, other people have, and other people will. Why can't I?
Why not
And
now?
it's you know, like you said, you felt like you were like almost shoved in a box of refinery or medical.
Right.
Pick your two, and it's like I don't want that though. Why can't I pick box 3?
Yeah.
You know, like I want to do that.
And you found a skill set now that you care about. And so you attack. Daryl, this guy can tell a story like nobody's business. So guess what we did? We started a podcast where he can tell stories.
I got all the details, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
I got all the
There we go.
details.
So yeah, you gotta find
I don't ever have to tell a story twice.
something that you care about, something that you'll give a lot of detail, you know, that you'll put your effort into, and then you just attack. You know?
I guess it's just hard because it's just hard for me to accept that you guys want to be on my level, because I guess I've always had people.
Nah, man, I get it.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
Nah.
Man. You're good, man.
I get it.
You're good, man. We're all on a similar level. We're all learning
Yeah.
together. So 100%, man.
Yeah, we're just here, you know, and we all go through tough things, you know, and we all grow.
Yes, all the time. All the time. Like every episode. Every episode we're growing, changing. Every day that we go to the gym, every
Yep.
workout, you know, it's just you learn every day.
Yeah.
Feel those feelings, Mando.
Yeah,
For real.
nah,
Well,
You got to feel them.
yeah,
yeah, you do. You do.
That's how you grow.
It's just, it's crazy because it's like, you know, I don't know. I guess I've always been told that it wasn't good enough.
No, I think that you were just you weren't in the right lane. I forget who says that. There's there's somebody that talks about that. That's even if you do all the right things, but you're not in the right lane, you'll be good, but you might not be great.
Kind of standing in the wrong line.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
now you have the skills
Yeah.
and you're in the right lane, so you can
So now you
really
can just
move forward. No
succeed,
limitations,
yeah.
you know.
I kept thinking about this right before the podcast, and I'm like, why have I always been the way I was? Why do I think the way that I do? It's because I've never had support.
Right.
I've always been on my own. And the only reason why I'm doing this great is because I have support from everybody here at the gym. When I go in the gym, it's like, hey, what's up, Mando? Or, hey, what are you up to? Whenever we have those meetings and you tell me, hey, I want to hear what you have to say. When I text you and I tell you whatever, you listen, you hear me out. I know I have the confidence in knowing if I think of something, I can just say it without having to be like, oh, that's not good enough, or like, oh, that sounds dumb. We can just build off of it.
Well, just know that this is how it's supposed to be.
This is right.
Everything else you've been through was wrong. Period.
So give yourself some credit here too, Mando, because you're right. You know, you're part of a team that cares.
Right.
That's a good thing. However, all this team has done for you is presented you with an opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's been your decision to capitalize on that opportunity, to take advantage of the opportunity, to bust your ass and work. Because Phil could have extended the opportunity to you.
Yeah.
And you could have half-assed it or not done it or not taken it or not given a shit about it. And you wouldn't be where you're at. He said, hey, here's an opportunity. So I will give him his credit for that. Phil gave you an opportunity. He's given me a lot of opportunities in life, but you said, okay, I got this opportunity in front of me. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
You're going for it.
That's right.
So you have to take some of that credit too for yourself.
Yeah.
And you're definitely getting after it. You're definitely capitalize on it. You're definitely going for it. And you're only going to grow.
And something that you said earlier, like I wanted to interject on you saying that like you felt like you felt like people would tell you that you weren't good enough or whatever. But I think that one thing that I struggle with, because I feel the same, I feel very similar there, and very alone in some aspects. And I've done a lot by myself, and I just feel that we have to be able to let in the idea of deserving, doing well, deserving having the love with your girlfriend, with the people that you work with, the job that you do, feeling fulfilled. You deserve that. We all deserve that. Yeah. And it's not just, you have to be open to that. And I agree 100%.
Yeah.
That's what you
I
deserve it.
Thanks,
You deserve it 100%, man.
appreciate that.
Yeah, and now you
worked
just
hard for it.
Pay it. You remember that movie, Pay It Forward? Remember
Great
that
movie.
movie? You never seen it? It was basically about this little kid. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but basically, this kid makes sure that everyone pays it forward.
Yeah.
Basically.
So
you know.
somebody does something good for you. Was it
Yeah.
3 people? You have to do something good for 3 people. And then
Yeah.
those 3 people each do something good. Like you bless somebody in some way, give them an opportunity, give them
Right.
something right
Yeah.
to help them.
So now that you know the difference between right and wrong, take what you know is right and pay it forward to someone else.
Sounds like he is with
Yeah.
his clients.
Yeah.
With
Paying
the
it
client,
forward.
for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my goal every single time. Trying to give them what I didn't have. You know, these clients, they're going through hard times right now. They go to the gym, not a whole lot of confidence, not a whole lot of like assurance and support in themselves. And I want to be that person for them. When I tell these people, hey, I know you can do an extra 5 pounds. It's because I see it, I believe it,
Care about
and
them.
I know it. And then nothing feels better when I bump them up from 20 to 25, and they were like, "Whoa, I did it."
But you see that spark in their eye.
Yeah.
It happened this morning.
Yeah.
It happened this morning.
yeah.
You see that little spark in their eye and they're like, oh, or they do it and it was so hard that they just start busting out laughing because it was like so much effort that they don't want to yell. So they just laugh.
Yeah.
I realized that the other day. I was working out with these 2 guys, and I was we were doing chest, and I usually stay around like the 45, 55 range, and I was able to bump it up to I think 60, 65.
60s or 65s.
Yeah, somewhere. And
For
I was like
8
whoa.
reps or something.
I was like, whoa, holy, like I didn't know I was capable, but I had people that supported me, and it felt great, and I felt capable with the support of others.
And
Definitely.
that's one thing I've learned. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned from working here at OTG is that you need support. Without support, you feel alone and you feel like you can't be the person you truly are inside. But if you have the support, you can be anything you want to be. You just need someone to believe in you. And that's us. We believe in every client that walks into that gym. And like, we're not just saying that because we're personal trainers. Some people tell me, oh, you're just saying that because, you're a personal trainer. No.
well, there's a reason they walked into that gym.
I mean that 1000%. If I'm telling you, you look strong. If I'm telling you that your face looks like it's slimming down, it's because it is. I'm not just going to tell you, I'm not just going to make something up to make you feel good. No, no, I don't want to give you false hope. I put in the work to make you make all this progress. And so I'm going to tell you when I see the progress, because I helped you create it, So
Yeah, it's a thing for you too. It's like like a child. Like you're helping this person develop.
That's right.
So it's the same, that's kind of weird, but yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I get it.
You're proud and you want to make sure
It's like a teacher and a student.
Yeah,
almost.
thank you. Yeah, it's a better analogy. It's a better
Sometimes
analogy.
I catch myself and I'm like, man, I feel like I'm talking like a dad right now, but it's like, I mean, I don't know what else.
You're just
to say.
guiding them.
I am truly proud of like everyone that I train with, because I give it my all. And then when they reflect it back to me and they give it their all in there,
It feels good.
man,
That's what it's all about.
Nothing beats that. And
Yeah.
that's what keeps me waking up with a smile on my face. Them giving me their all,
Yeah.
Well,
that's all I ever wanted was like people to show me the same amount of love and care and effort that I give to them. And that's all I ever get here. And
OTG.
OTG.
OTG is the place for that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Guys, we've been going 48 minutes here, but I could go all day talking to
I
Mondo.
didn't even know.
But
that. I
didn't
even
feel
know
like
this.
it.
Mando,
Yeah.
dude, I know you've been here since September. Welcome to the team. I know that Phil likes where this is going. I know for certain that your clients like where this is going. And now I know for certain that you like where this is going. You've been presented an opportunity, but you're the one capitalizing every single day. day in and day out. You're going for it. You're getting after it.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I believe in you. I know Phil believes in you. He's told me this, whenever, not since we're all sitting here. And you're going to do big things, man.
I appreciate it.
And to the people listening at home, Mando, check him out at OTG.
Yeah.
You want somebody to train you that cares about training you.
That's right.
Everybody at OTG, but Mondo's he's gonna stay up at night texting you, building a workout, coming in early,
man.
telling you to up your weight, and it's not up your body weight, the weight you're using.
Yeah.
And maybe he's gonna tell you to up your weight. Maybe you're a little skinny. Maybe he's gonna be like, "Hey, man, you need to put some size on."
right.
But it's because he cares, right?
Yes, and because I see it, and all I ask in return is just to give it your all in there, as much as I give it my all into them. I remember when I first got interviewed with Phil, I was like, all I need is a green light. All I need for you is just to give me the green light, and I can go. I can get it. And I'm getting it, man.
Yeah.
I feel myself. Sometimes
man.
I scare myself. Sometimes I'm like, no, I need to be humble. I need to stop myself because I'm feeling too powerful. And if I feel too powerful, I'm going to forget where I come from. So I always look at, it's a certain number on your wall at OTG. It says, be humble. I always look at it and I remind myself, yeah, like Phil has it on there for a reason. I need to stay humble, remember where I come from, because if not, then I'm going to be exactly who I don't want to be.
Right.
So yeah,
But you're growing.
I am.
Yeah, sure.
You're growing. Man, thanks for coming on the show, Mando. I don't think we need even any closeout comments here for that show. This has been one of the best ones we've ever had. So,
No doubt.
Phil, you got anything else?
Thank you so much, man. We
Nah, I
appreciate
think that's
you.
it. I think
Mando, you got anything else to say, man?
I mean, like,
Tell the people to get after it.
yeah,
Yeah, where can they find you?
man,
Yeah,
come
that's
over here to
where we're gonna
OTG, and not just me, this whole team, all of OTG, me, Summer, Kevin, Sean, Phil, like we're all here for you, just come and like, we can change your life and give you what you've been missing. We care for each and every one of y'all. And that's all you can ask for.
and that's all that really matters.
Come in and fill it for yourselves.
Everything else will figure itself out.
Yeah. Where can they find you, Mando?
OTG, only the greatest in Webster.
Well, no, I'm saying you have socials. Do you have not really?
No, not really. Not right
Come to OTG Fitness in Webster, Texas, and meet Mando.
now. It's better to meet me in person than internet. Anyway.
You want to meet this guy in person.
There you go.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to close this show out. Mando, thanks again, brother. Keep getting after it. I believe in you. The team believes in you. And I know the clients believe in you too, man. So everybody keep getting after it. Until the next time, we're out.
Okay. Peace out.